So, choosing the right name for your app and company is one of the first crucial steps in establishing your brand, but it's also a decision that can evolve over time. A name represents more than just what your app does, it shapes how users perceive it, impacts your marketing strategy, and determines how memorable your brand is in a competitive market. Before settling on a name, think about what you want to communicate. Some of the most successful names are simple, clear, and evoke a feeling or solution. Instagram combines instant and Telegram together, highlighting quick and visual sharing. Airbnb stands for Air, Bed, and Breakfast, emphasizing temporary lodging. Uber, short for ubiquitous, implies an elevated and always available transportation service. Strong names should be easy to spell, easy to pronounce, and ideally available as a domain and social media handle. However, not all app names have to follow a strict meaning. Some of the most recognizable brands don't have direct words or specific meanings in the English language. Names like Google, Zillow, and Venmo don't inherently describe what the company does, yet they are catchy, easy to say, and memorable. The key is how the name sounds, how simple it is to remember, and whether it sticks in the minds of our users. Sometimes parts of the words are put together to create something entirely new. This is how names like Netflix, Internet plus Flix, or Microsoft, microcomputer plus software, and Pinterest, pin plus interest, were formed. This approach allows for flexibility and uniqueness while still hinting at the app's purpose. It's also important to recognize that your app name and your company name don't have to be the same. If your goal is to build multiple products or apps in the future, your company name should be broader and more flexible. For example, Meta is the parent company behind Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, while Alphabet Inc. owns Google, YouTube, and Waymo. This approach allows businesses to create new products under the same umbrella without limiting themselves to a single brand identity. If you plan on building multiple apps or software products over the time, naming your company something broader, such as XYZ Labs or XYZ Technologies or XYZ Holdings, can give you the flexibility to expand beyond a single app. For example, Epic Games owns Fortnite, Unreal Engine, and the Epic Games Store, while Amazon Inc., for example, owns multiple brands, including AWS, Twitch, and Audible. Using Inc., Holdings, or Labs in your company name can signal that your business is larger than just one app and has a long-term growth potential. And this is good for investors. So, to begin the process of naming your app, start by listing relevant words that relate to your app's function or industry. Use the worksheet as a guide to brainstorm potential name components. The relevant words column is where you'll write down themes that define your app, such as planning, validation, development, testing, security, or scaling. These words will serve as the foundation for your name. Next, move into the word 1, word 2, and word 3 columns. Here's how to structure your naming options. Word 1 should be an action, category, or concept. Examples: AI, fit, my, face, online, truth. Word 2 typically describes the app's function or purpose. Examples are gram, book, builder, maker, social, track. Word 3 is optional. It can refine the concept further, such as pro, labs, or studio. Word 4 is rarely needed but can add uniqueness or a final branding touch if necessary. Instead of words, they can also be just defined syllables like Meta, Dodge, Waymo, etc. Most great app names consist of 2 words or syllables, sometimes 3, and very rarely 4. Simple, concise names tend to work the best. Once you've listed possible word combinations, start forming names and write your top 3 name choices in the designated section of the worksheet. At this stage, test your names by saying them out loud. Are they easy to pronounce? Do they sound good? A name that feels like a tongue twister may be really hard to use and actually to remember for certain users. So the best names flow naturally when spoken and are visually appealing when written out. Even if a name seems perfect now, remember that names can evolve. Many successful companies started with different names before rebranding. For example, Google, its original name was Backrub. Very weird. Pepsi was Brad's Drink, somewhat similar, I guess. And Twitter was initially spelled TWTTR before refining the brand and eventually becoming X, which has nothing to do with what Twitter was in the beginning. And so your initial name should reflect your app's current identity. But as your vision grows, your name might shift to align with a larger audience or a broader mission. If you're struggling to decide, test your top name choices with potential users. Ask a few people, what do you think this app does based on its name? If their response aligns with your vision, you're on the right track. If they're confused, consider tweaking the name to make it clearer or more intuitive. Once you've chosen your name, secure it immediately. Register your domain, claim your social media handles, and consider filing for a trademark if you believe that name has a long-term potential. Taking these steps now can prevent legal battles or branding conflicts in the future. Ultimately, while naming is important, it shouldn't hold you back from moving forward. Your app's value comes from the problem it solves, not just what it's called. So choose a name that works for today, knowing that if you need to adjust it later, even the biggest brands in the world have done the same. And so, without further ado, let's go to the next lesson. See you then.